Hey, what's up, YouTube? And in this segment of Introduction to Hell Dorado, I figured I would take a moment to go over setup with you. Now, this is just the way I set this up for a demo. So, really, we're only going to use this as a guideline. Um, in terms of actually learning the game, you're not really going to follow this because you're going to be following whatever scenario you're playing and whatever terrain rules you and your opponent have agreed upon. But anyway, let's talk about setup a little bit here. So, as I mentioned in the other video, I have a 30 by 30 lava board here. I have some bits of terrain like lava pools and pyramids and some of these cool Mr. Dandy things. And I have a very specific setup here. So I'm kind of playing the VIP or escort scenario here. Now that doesn't necessarily need to be communicated to the people playing. Sometimes the people demoing kind of just want to know a little bit about how combat works and know the core basic mechanics without getting too embroiled in the scenario. So fighting is totally fine, and the scenario kind of plays to that anyway. However, if you are looking for somebody for scenario play, you might say that you're playing that VIP mission here, and that the Western officer Vargas is the guy that you have to protect for 3 rounds. Now that's another key point. This demo, the way I run it, only goes 3 rounds, and you can see that I've set up the models to get right into the action immediately. And I've also set them up with very specific distances and very specific things in mind. So, for example, this top left corner here, I've got the Twilight Knight squaring off against an Infernal Horde. Now this matchup heavily favors the Twilight Knight for a couple of reasons. We get to learn one of her commands that are specific to her. She's also immune to the terror that the Infernal Horde causes, so usually she's gonna win that matchup. And I hate to be so so fixed on how this demo plays out, but honestly, having run this maybe 100 times at this point, that works out great. Over on this side, I've got oh, by the way, this is set up pretty at about a 5-inch distance, so not enough for the Infernal Horde to go over and walk. A little over 5 inches, I should say. So either model would have to charge if they wish to engage. Over on this side, I've got Aiden St. James here, who is taking on a Damned One of Wrath. And this matchup can actually go either way, because the Damned One of Wrath can charge and ignore the charge penalty. But you also have defensive shot and the great defensive tech that Aiden St. James brings to the table. Either way, that's a good fight. I've seen it go either way. Down here is really my highlight here. So when I'm controlling demons, I make it a point to go first with the Damned One of Gluttony here. By the way, if this is a one-player demo, I highly suggest that the Ninja Core guy plays the demons, because they're a little bit more intricate. There's other rules, and it's just easier. So the Damned One of Gluttony will come over here and attempt to swallow this Arquebuster, and that generally works. It works, I would say, 9 out of 10 times. And that's a cool mechanic that you can show, and then it gives a couple of guys around here some chances to respond, try to cut him out, or just laugh while you've got a fat model on the table. Finally, down here, I have Vargas and Azalea. They're spaced out this way for 2 reasons. One, you get to see Vargas's buffing abilities around his group. 2, I've got Azalea kind of back where she needs to be. I can show off the spell casting Lemure mechanic with her. I can show off her levitation abilities. I can even do possession. Now I try to keep possession out of a 1-player demo. Occasionally the players will find it on a 2-player demo and make use of it, and then that's where things start getting a little stranger, but that's okay. I mean, that's part of the joy of this demo, is it's not absolutely fixated. You have the dice here that are going to decide a lot of stuff what happens, but it's a pretty fair matchup, and I've seen it go a number of ways. I've seen it go either way any number of times. Now, the other things regarding setup here, obviously you're going to need your tape measures and all that goodness. You're also going to need 10 dice, and make sure they're different colors. So I've got the really fancy Table War dice here. Got 5 for the Westerners, which I'm doing in blue this battle, and red's going to be for demons. And then some way of tracking your command points. Now, Here I've got dice tracking command points, and I personally don't like that option. Main reason is you'll have the tendency to pick up those dice and want to roll them, so I don't do that really. Most of the time I use a prototype dial that my friend is working on, which is specific for Hell Dorado, which is really awesome, and I wish I could show it off, but I'm not going to steal his thunder to show you guys that. But dials, beads, there are also the Gale Force 9 command point stuff that comes in there. Their token kit, which is fantastic. You can do that for command, and that will work well. So anyway, that was a brief note about the setup and terrain here. Now, the other thing I should mention regarding terrain pieces, you want to have lots of small terrain. For a demo, it's not so important. I've got only 6-7 pieces of terrain here, and they're all kind of scrunched up just so that we get a little bit of an interaction from them. But, you know, I'm not going to go heavy into the terrain rules during a demo. However, I will mention that there are terraforming rules, which is a very fun part of the game. So anyway, that's just our little sidebar here on how to set this up. I love this for a demo. This runs about 35-40 minutes, gets players right into the action, and they start to see interactions immediately. They start to see charisma. They start to see trained gunman, defensive shot. They get to see devouring, lemures, fury. I mean, this demo has a lot going for it, and this is what we're going to play through for the rest of the video. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.